Bum bum. Thinking out loud. To a new episode of Thinking Out Loud. We're Nicole and Carlota, and we're today's hosts.
In today's episode, we were talking about something everyone has experienced at least once in their lifetime.
Yeah, you're walking somewhere, you look around, and you suddenly think, wait, I've been here before, right?
That weird feeling where everything seems strangely familiar, even though you know you haven't been there.
So, should we find out what it is? Today we'll be talking about the psychology behind déjà vu.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What is actually a déjà vu?
So, déjà vu is a French word that means already seen. It's basically this feeling that a new situation is strangely familiar, even though you know it shouldn't be.
I have experienced it so many times. It's such a weird feeling. It honestly scares me sometimes. I'm like, am I really going crazy?
Don't worry, you're not going insane at all. Having déjà vu is actually a very common thing for humans to experience. Psychologists say that around 60 to 80% of people experience it at least once in their lifetime.
Well, okay, that makes me feel better. So I'm not alone in this.
Think about it. You walk into a cafe in a city you've never visited, and suddenly you feel like you've sat at that exact table before, with the same song playing and the same person behind the counter.
Or you're in a new classroom and you just suddenly feels like you're already sat in the exact same seat, heard the exact laugh from someone in the back, everything just like a replay.
That short, intense, I've been here before moment, that's déjà vu. It usually lasts only a few seconds, but it can feel really strong.
Okay, so that's what it feels like. But how does it really work? Is there any science behind it?
Yes, there is. This happens because our brain can make small mistakes when processing memories. Our brains are constantly organizing information, what we see, hear, and feel, and sometimes they accidentally process a new moment as if it is an old memory.
So is it like kind of our brain is like tricking us?
Yes, exactly. The scientific way psychologists talk about it is that it's a kind of memory glitch.
Do we know which part of the brain does this?
It seems to be linked to parts of the brain that deal with memory, like areas in the temporal lobe and something called the hippocampus. But don't worry, you don't need to remember all the names.
Oh, good, because I already forgot them all.
Same. But basically, those are the parts that help us recognize places and moments. When they make a tiny mistake, they can tag a new situation as familiar, even though it's the first time.
So it's like when your phone freezes for a second and shows an old screen before it updates. Your brain kind of does that.
Yes, exactly. A mini brain freeze.
So is there just one explanation or is there like different ideas about deja vus?
There are a few theories. I'll explain them in a simple way. First, some scientists think about double processing. Your brain gets the same information twice, but one signal arrives a tiny bit later than the other. So when the second signal comes, it feels like you've already seen it before.
So like an echo inside your brain.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the argument of pattern matching. Your brain loves patterns. Maybe the way a room looks, the light, the colors, the sounds is similar to something you saw years ago. You don't remember that old moment, but your brain does. So it gives you this is familiar feeling.
So a new cafe can remind your brain of your grandma's kitchen or something and you just feel weird without knowing why.
Yeah, exactly. And another idea is about attention. Sometimes you're distracted for a second, you don't fully focus on what's happening, and then your attention comes back. When you refocus, you see the same scene again, and it feels like it already happened.
Like when someone talks to you, you zone out, and when they repeat it, you feel like, wait, didn't you say this already? I have also heard that deja vu means that you're predicting the future, or that it is a sign your past ancestors are trying to tell you something. Is this really true?
Actually, a lot of people think about this, but this is a very common misconception about déjà vu that people really tend to believe. There's no scientific proof that it's about the future or ghosts or anything like that.
So no superpowers, sadly.
Sadly, no. A déjà vu is simply just a glitch in our brain. There's nothing supernatural about it.
I'm curious, do déjà vus tend to occur more in a particular age group or situation?
Yes, normally teenagers and young adults tend to experience it more frequently. Their brains are constantly processing new experiences and learning new things, so they're more active. That makes it more likely for the brain to glitch memory.
So our brains are doing too much and sometimes they just say, oops.
Yeah. Also, did you know that déjà vus are more likely to occur when you're tired and stressed? When you don't sleep enough or very anxious, your brain processes things in a less precise way, so it's more likely to make a little memory mistake.
No way, I will try not to destroy my sleeping schedule during exam seasons. Then I don't need extra glitches in my brain. So, is déjà vu always okay, or can it sometimes be something more serious?
Most of the time, it's completely normal and nothing to worry about. But in some cases, if someone has deja vu very often and it comes with other things like blackouts, feeling very confused, or strong headaches, it can be linked to certain medical conditions.
So, if it happens all the time and you feel really worried or well with it, is it better to talk with a doctor?
Exactly. One deja vu here and there is fine. Constant deja vu with other strange symptoms is something to check.
I have an idea.
Tell us.
Next time you feel like having a deja vu, instead of freaking out, try to stop and think. What could this remind me of? Maybe the smell, the room, the music, or the colors. Try to guess what past moment your brain might be mixing it with.
Yeah, listeners. This is a fun small experiment with your own brain. It makes the whole thing less scary and more interesting.
Yes, so before we finish, let's just recap everything quickly.
Deja vu is just that strange feeling that you have already experienced a moment, even though you know you haven't.
It comes from the French word that actually means already seen.
It's very common, especially for teenagers and young adults, and it usually happens because of tiny memory glitches in the brain.
There's also different ideas about how it works, but they all say it's about how our brain is processing memories, not about predicting the future or anything spooky.
And remember, if it happens once in a while, it's totally normal. If it happens a lot and you feel unwell, then it's good to talk to a doctor. Anyways, next time you feel like you have been here before, just remember, it is because your brain has glitched for a millisecond. There's nothing spooky going on.
Yes, guys, don't worry, you're not going crazy.
Thank you for joining with us today. We hope you understood the reason behind having a deja vu a bit better.
We will see you guys next week. Have a nice week, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!